Fusion 360 Basics Video 1.
Let's just have a look at some of these tools and buttons within Fusion. So at the very top here on the Create toolbar, we have the Sketch, and as you can see, as you hover over the icons, the little thumbnails here, they tell you what they are. So extrude, and just next to the word extrude you've got E in brackets, which is actually a hotkey. So if you press E on the keyboard, you will then be able to extrude. So all your sketching is in here. You do have these little drop down arrows, and they have some more options in here. The automate we will look at more senior level. The modify tool is also very useful for the work we're going to be doing. And the rest of them are more senior sort of level things. This is our sort of family tree that grows down here, and there's parent parts and offspring that come along here as you're building something, especially in an assembly. Down along the bottom here, where my cursor is at the moment, this is the timeline. So as we build our model, the timeline will get longer and longer. Okay, let's start by building something very simple. So we need to start a sketch, and as you can see here, it comes up with 3 planes. So to start a sketch, you need to start either on a plane or on a face. Now we don't have anything here but planes, so we will maybe start on the top plane. If you don't see these, you can come up to here and you can see the origin. So these little eyes, by switching them on and off, it's off at the moment, you can see these are disappeared. These are the 3 planes, and these are the axis X, Y and Z axis, and the 0 here is, or the O is the origin, and that is that little round circle right in the middle of the screen here, and that's where the 3 axes join. So I've still got my create a sketch. You can see how it's gone blue, and I'm going to select the top plane, and it should automatically, because it is the first sketch, it should automatically revolve around like that. And you will have noticed that the toolbar is a create toolbar. It has all the sketch tools, which are black with blue, and once again the drop down, you can see a few things in here that might be helpful. The other thing we've got to get used to when we're drawing in a CAD program like this is using the constraints. And once again, there's a few up here, and they are red and black, or grey and black. And if you go in the drop down, you can see a few of more along here, which we will come to shortly. One thing you need to pay attention to as well, up in the top right corner here, is a little home. Now the home sometimes disappears, but if you hover over it, it'll bring back, and you click that, and that's your viewing cube, and that puts the home, puts it back into isometric for us, and we can see right, front and top written on there. So I did select top, but you can go back and select it. You can spin it around, and you can flip it end to end as well. So that's very handy to have. Now, because we are in sketch mode, or any of the tools that you select, invariably they come up with this little pop-up window. Now, if there's no window here, just click on this double arrow, and you can see the pop-up. You can actually move those around, and once you have moved it, the arrows disappeared, so it won't hide away. A few things we'll look at shortly as we get drawing. So first of all, we're going to draw a rectangle, and we can just draw that anywhere we like. We can just draw a rectangle like that, and you will notice that the dimension 57.764 millimeters. Now, and you can also draw that up like that, doesn't matter. while that is still highlighted, that 59.913, I want to make that 60, and I don't have to write, put my cursor over there. I'll just start typing 60, and then I'm going to use my tab button, and you can see now the 33, and I want that to be 30, and I'll press enter. Now you can see the lines are light blue, and you can also see these little icons here. Now these are the horizontal and vertical constraints. So by these showing here, you can actually switch those off down here where it says constraints. If you click those off, they disappear, but it's really handy to leave them on. So that's telling me this line is vertical and these are horizontal, which then will make this 90 degrees. The lines are still blue because the drawing is not fully constrained, which we should look at doing. So what we can do, I can move this around, and if I get the end here, that little circle that's opened up, that little hollow circle, is called a node. And if we click on the node and keeping my left mouse button down, I can move it around and I can snap it onto the origin point, and you'll see it snaps on because there's a little square that's around here, and I'll let my mouse go, and now you can see all the lines have turned black, which means it is fully constrained. Now I'm finished with the sketch, so I can click up here, finish sketch. I can also click here, finish sketch, either way. Now in the tree, I can see there's a sketch, and the more sketches I build, they will get added on down here. And on the timeline, I can see there's one sketch. Now at this stage, I most probably don't need the planes visible, so I can switch the planes off by clicking up here. Now I want to extrude that, so I come up to the extrude button or press E on the keyboard, and it pops up with a little window here, and what we're looking at is this highlighted in blue. It's asking us what we are going to select, and we are going to select this, right? Then it's going to ask us a distance, or you see it's got a little window here which we can move around, or it's got this arrow, so we can go down or we can go up. Going down gives us a negative number. Going up gives us a positive number. You can also add a taper, and as you do that, you see this figure, the taper angle, changing to, just put that back to 0. And that's it. So it is 60 millimeters high, and we can go OK. We can zooming in and out. I'm using the mouse scroll button, just scrolling it in and out. To orientate it or to spin it around, I hold the mouse scroll button in, and I'm holding my finger on the Alt key, and I can rotate this around like that, orbit around. I can also use this button down here, which is the orbit button, and you can just roll it around like that. The pan button, which is the hand here, that moves it side to side. But I can also hold the scroll button and the control key down, and it automatically brings up the pan button. You can change that in your settings as well. So I just press the home button. Again, and we look coming back down to our timeline, and we can see we have a sketch, and we have the create, which has come off here, which is the extrude. So it's come off the create toolbar here. To put a hole through it. Now there is this whole wizard here, which can get a little bit complicated. So what the most probably easiest thing to do is create a new sketch, and this time we're going to create it on this face here, not on the plane but on this face, and we'll just move that down into position. remembering our create toolbar now has all these options, and if I want to put a circle, I can just press C on the keyboard as one of the hotkeys, or just go circle. I come along here, click, and then drag my mouse out, and I want it to be 30. But if I have clicked, and you can see it is still light blue. Oh, by the way, if you are, let me just Control Z. If you want to get out of something, just press the escape key on your keyboard, and it'll get you out of the tool you are using. Now, this little rugby post looking icon here is the dimension tool. Otherwise, you can just press the D on dimension on the keyboard for dimension, and you can see the little rugby post icon on your cursor. Click on there, come out the side, and we want that to be 30. Now, I can't drag the diameter bigger or smaller, but I can grab the node and move that around. Now, I want this to be exactly in the center of this block. Now, a couple of things I can do. I know how big this block is. It's 60 wide, and I can put a dimension on here from here to here and say that's 30, and from here to here is 30. Now that is exactly in the middle, and you can see it's fully constrained because it's gone black. Now the problem with putting dimensions like this onto something, if you were designing something and you might consider changing the size of the rectangle, and no matter how big or small you're making the rectangle, you want this to stay in the center. Now, a couple of things we can do. We can create a line tool, and come across to this block here, and we want the line type to be a construction line, and you can see that's highlighted. Now we come up here, and as it snaps on there, we can see the little blue square. We're going to click on there, move our mouse down to the bottom corner, and so we have a black line. We have a black line that is a line that is black that goes from corner to corner. Now I'm going to come to the constraints, and using this triangle, which is the midpoint, select that. I'm going to select the center node of the circle and that line there. Now I'm not using dimensions. I'm purely using constraints to constrain this circle in the center of this block. If I finish the sketch, go back to my extrude button, and it's asking me to, what am I going to extrude? I can select this. I can select that as well, but I'm going to select this because I want a hole. The arrow here, I can extrude it out like that, but I'm after a hole, so I need to go back, and you can see the operation is turned to a cut. If I drag it this way, it says join. There's some other options: join, cut, intersect, new body, or new component. New component if you're making an assembly, but just to start with, let's just keep it simple. So I want this to go through. Now once again, you can see the dimension now. Well, if I go to -50, that's fine, as long as I never make this any thicker. The preferred method to do is go to extend type and change the distance to object. And now it's asking me, what object are we looking at? We are looking at this back face here. So it's going to this face, and it's cut, and I'm going to go OK. So if I increase the thickness of this block, that hole will always be there. Now if I had set the thickness to a certain distance and made the block greater, the hole would not go all the way through. So I can see my timeline down here, the original sketch, the extrude, the whole sketch, and the whole extrude. One very important thing we must not forget, and that is to save our work. The Control S or the save button at the top here, it will ask you the location and admin project is a good place to start. You can create a new folder and you can save your drawings in there, everything related to that work. So this is our test cube, and click save.